morning, friends. Um, Welcome back. This is my second attempt at a video. My blog is really not supposed to just be Wordle solutions, as much as I like Wordle. I'm working on other content too, but life tends to be crazy and doesn't leave me a whole lot of time to figure out how to do things and do new things, but I'm trying anyway. And wanted to talk to a little bit today about good intentions. And of course, it is a well-known saying that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And that may seem a little bit harsh, insofar as good thoughts aren't necessarily bad things. However, one of the truths of life here is that we have a finite time on earth, and in that time we are constantly deciding what is important to us and what isn't important to us. And in this prioritization, we have to really make a conscious decision as to what is important enough to us to follow and what isn't. And I think a lot of people get really tied up because they have it in their head, oh, this sounds good, I'd like to do this, but they never get further than the thought. And the thought doesn't do a whole lot in the end game. Time is precious. It's precious to each one of us. And one of the things I was reading recently was, secrets of like the uber successful or something like that. But one of the strategies was not even just writing a to-do list, but really working on scheduling things, rather than just saying, hey, I'd like to do this sometime. Their estimation was that 40% of things on to-do lists don't get done. And I can see that. I have a to-do list as part of my effort to get more organized in my life, and it ranges from stuff that absolutely needs to get done no matter what, to, hey, if I've got an afternoon sometime where I'm not doing much of anything else, this would be nice to work on. So there's a priority structure there even. But if there are things that need to get done, then I need to look at them and think, okay, I can do this on Wednesday, I can do this on Thursday. Otherwise, they just sit there in the list from orange to red. And I don't even want to know what color comes after red. But this is important. Not necessarily the to-do list itself, but that we take an inventory and say, these are the things I'm going to work on, and these are the things that might be nice later. And of course, with any of this, there's always prayer. And I'm not saying prayer does nothing. I'm not saying that. It's kind of what you do when you can't do anything else. Because all things that we do should be surrounded in prayer. But prayer is available when there's not other things that we can do. And that's important to remember. And even getting a person's prayer life in order is really important as well. I think a lot of people get bogged down in what they'd like to do, and it ends up just really feeling like a huge weight, and a person hardly knows where to start. And I think it's at this point that a lot of us feel like, well, why bother doing anything? It doesn't really matter anyway. And that is a lie. It is a huge lie. Each one of us in our own way is precious. So each one of us is precious to God, but each one of us has our own place. And if we do what we can intentionally, and work at it every day, we have the potential to do great things. And a lot of people are doing great things. They're not necessarily going to get lauded in the news or anything like that, but a lot of what life ends up being is practice. That one is constantly doing the same things over and over and over, because that's the way life goes. It helps a lot to start building some sort of organization, some sort of structure to start moving things from intentions to actual deeds. And we live in this age of being undisciplined. The primary mantra, if you will, is do what feels good, when you want, how you want. Do what makes you happy. And it's not that I'm saying people ought to be miserable all the time, but there is kind of the momentary, hey, this was fun, and kind of the longer lasting happiness that happens a lot of times when you put things in order and work towards something in the long term. And our culture just does not value that at all. And so it is really important that we, as we are striving towards the Christian life, really work towards that. And I may have said it before, but when you talk about good intentions, they are very, very lukewarm. They are something that people do when it's like, yeah, I kind of sort of like this. This would be nice. And as we see even in the Bible, that it is the lukewarm that really invoke the anger of God. That in Revelation it says that so because you are lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. And that's not a good place to be. That just isn't. But we don't have to be there. And it's not something that gets fixed overnight. It's a process, and oftentimes a lifelong process. But it is definitely worth taking the time and the effort to start doing. Thank you very much. I hope things are well with you. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.